I was in the corporate world, and to be honest with you, I thought it was pretty easy, and I wanted to do it myself. But I also wanted to be around the family. When you're in the corporate world and you're busy all day and you're flying all over the country, you don't have time to be with your kids. We were just starting the family. My dad never really had a lot of time for us, and I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be there for the kids. So,
Welcome back to Relatable Wisdom, the podcast where everyday people share the quotes that have shaped their lives, inviting us all to reflect and connect. Today we're joined by Kurt Avery, the founder of Sawyer, a company dedicated to providing clean water solutions and making a meaningful impact around the globe. Kurt's journey is one of innovation and compassion, as he believes in leaving the world better than we found it. So let's settle in and explore the heartfelt wisdom that has guided Kurt on his remarkable path.
Sure.
Tell me your name, who you are, what you do.
My name is Kurt Avery, and I'm the founder, owner of Sawyer products, and we do insect repellents and water filtration.
What's your...
We actually do a lot of work in Nigeria. So,
oh, okay, that's good to know. What's your favorite quote?
Well, I have a lot of them, but what we were talking about was leave the world better than you found it.
Okay, so why do you think this quote resonates like deeply with you?
Well, I think God gives you an allotted amount, a certain allotted amount of time in this world, and so I think it's a burden on everybody to try and make an improvements. Obviously, a lot of scientific improvements have happened in the last. I've been around 70 years now. I started on rotary phones, and now we got satellites. But I think it's the task of each person in their part of the world, whatever they do. They should leave it better than they found it. I mean, they should not have made a mess of this place. We have enough people doing that, so we need more people that make improvements. So for us, it's with water filtration. So
just so those that are listening can really understand what it really means to leave the world a better place. Can you give us an instances or specific scenarios of regular persons leaving the world a better place?
In our particular case, we do point-of-use water filters, and we do work in your country. And we can bring people clean water for very low cost. And you know how much clean water changes a life. No more sickness, the babies don't die. I mean, it's dramatic increase in the quality of life for any person that we can bring to them. And we can transform villages in just weeks to where people aren't sick anymore. That's huge. That's our mission. That's what we do. We also save a lot of money. We save the planet because you're not boiling water. You can just drink it straight from the filter. So we believe we have a very huge impact on improving the lives. So we're pretty much in the range of 3 to 5 million people a year get clean water for the very first time in their life. They can cook with it. They can drink it. It's abundant. We can take it out of the river. We don't care where you get the water from. We're going to make it safe to drink. And that is very important to us.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about this company. How long have you been? How long has the company been around?
I started it in 1984. I was a little younger back then. In 1984, is when we started. We got into the water in about 2005. Before that, and we're still into insect repellents and stuff like that. We do the the mosquito net that people sleep in at night so the mosquitoes will we invented that. So that was our first major step into making the world a safer place for people. So from there, we went on to the water. It's been 1984. I mean, we started just in the back room with a little computer and phone call. Here we are now. Now we're fairly big.
Yeah, I want us to go back a bit, right? Of all the businesses you could have started in 1984, why did you pick this type of business?
I was in the corporate world, and to be honest with you, I thought it was pretty easy, and I wanted to do it myself. But I also wanted to be around the family. When you're in the corporate world and you're busy all day and you're flying all over the country, you don't have time to be with your kids. We were just starting the family. My dad never really had a lot of time for us, and I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be there for the kids. So I was there for a lot of the kids. The kids would work with us. They'd come to work with me. I'd take them with me all over the country and probably messed them up, and they may be in therapy now, but we were sure there for the little ones when they were growing up. We had a great family time. You don't get that back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It amazes me when people chase money, and then of course money is important. It's good, but they chase money because they want to create a better life for their kids. And what happens is that they end up not being there in the most like the best years of the kid's life. Like when the young, when they get into school, they fix exams, all those things, they miss all those stuff. And guess what? When they eventually have the money, the kids they're all grown up. They don't even know they know their father, but they don't really have this connection or relationship with him. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, with my dad, and that's all they have to say. No memories that, oh, when I was young, my dad used to take me fishing or do this stuff when we were young. None of those.
Yeah, there's a study out there that says the most formative years in life are between birth and 5 years old. And if you're not there for those 5 years, that's where you set them on the path of what that they're going to be the rest of their lives. I was definitely there when they were, from the time they were born to basically went off to college. Spent a lot of time with them. And they would help out in the plant. I mean, when they were little tykes, we'd bring them down and make them work and teach them work ethics. We have great relationships now. Well, all the seasons of life are set when you start out. So, and they played sports, and I was always there. And I actually moved across country to be with my daughter while she was playing college basketball. I mean, I just had. You're not going to get those years back, so you got to be there.
Another place they found it. Now, I know that in your own particular scenario, you're doing business and you're also trying to build a lasting relationship with your kids and you know leave a legacy so that even after now you have kids that they live on the values and the things that you believe in and yeah. So other than that, other than what other ways could we in our small way, like without necessarily starting a business, could we leave the world a better place?
Well, first of all, it starts with a smile, and you have to look at each person as being valuable. So get over yourself and cherish and enjoy the other people that are around you, no matter who they are. God created them just as He created you, and we come and we go, and life goes on. So why not enjoy each person? I mean, what's their story? What makes them tick? I mean, we have a factory, and we have people working in the factory. I know every one of them. I know their story. I know their life. I know their kids. I know what they do. Why wouldn't you just enjoy people? So that we're social creatures, so we should. So even just making somebody's day with a nice comment or something like that is huge. You don't have to be a business person to make somebody's day.
Yeah, paying attention to the people around us and just get it out of our head and say, yeah, what's your story? How's your day
Yeah,
going?
exactly. Yeah. So the money, it's nice, but you're not taking it with you. So and there's no U-Hauls in heaven, so you might as well use it here, use it for good. All of our kids, because of all the time we spent, and I have a great wife who spent a lot of time with the kids as well. They're all up and running. They're all doing fine. They're all contributing to society, making their mark, leaving their world better than they found it too. So I think that's an important thing. And it's not about the money. It's about the relationships. We're social creatures.
Uh, what would you say is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
My mantra is God is very big. Don't make him small. He's big. Have a big God. You can do anything. No limitations. He put you here for a reason, and don't put him in a box. Let him be big. So we think big. We're outside, with the phrase outside the box. I'm so far out the box, I don't even know where the box is. So I don't let anything tell me it can't be done. We can do anything. So that's my biggest thing is it's just understand how big God is. Look at creation. Look at all the intricacies and all the people. I mean, just don't think small. Think big.
Think small, think big. Wow. Have a big God and then go for it. Yeah. What would you say is the worst piece of advice never heard or
You can't do that. I don't listen to the you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. It's the thing is what amazes me is people tell us because they're afraid that it's not been done or they cannot do it or they look that it doesn't make sense, and so they tell people who are trying to do it, uh, they discourage them from doing it. And what grieves me the most is that over time, when people started hearing you can't do that, what happens is that that voice it internalizes in their head, and sooner or later, what happens is that when they start making decisions, they start hearing that voice that, oh no, you want to do this, you want to start a podcast, no, you can't start a podcast. Oh, you want to do, no, you can't, like it's just there in your head, and what happens is that they reject it even before the word.
Yeah. The other thing is know what your skills are, and maximize them. If you have certain skills, I mean, if you're a math type person or you're a verbal type person and you're a writer or whatever, but you focus on those. That's what you do. What is your strength? Everybody has them. Everybody's got skills, whatever they are. You focus on doing things within the framework of that skill. I mean, if you don't know how to fix a car, don't be a mechanic. Okay, do what you know how to do, and then just don't let anybody limit you when you're doing the things that you're good at.
That's the young age. Most persons don't even know what they're good at, and I think it's about exploring and trying out things so eventually you find out what you're pretty much good at.
Yeah, exactly. You got to sit down and you can ask other people. Don't let them tell you can't do it, but ask people, what do you think I know how to do? I mean, assess me. What are my skills? What am I really good at? Am I a people person? Am I a numbers person? Am I mechanically inclined? Or, it'll show up. You don't have to wait till you're 30 years old to figure out what you're good at. I mean, you know along the way what your skills are. You may not know what to do with them, but you know what your skills are. And then you look around, what can I do with these skills?
Yeah. I think a lot of times people have the tools, the necessary things, but the issue is not necessarily that they don't know what to do. It's more like they're afraid. They've rejected themselves. They're scared it might not work and all these other things, and so they don't go for it. And so what they do is they end up giving you some other reasons why they cannot do that thing. They tell you, oh, well, you see, actually, what happened is because uh, my country is this and all that and all that. And most of the times, what we realize that if they really wanted to do it, they could have done it. But it's just that they're scared, they're afraid.
Yeah, and you have to have the resources to do some of the things that you want to do, and sometimes those are hard to put together. So I get it. We're obviously very fortunate here in the U.S. that we're not as limited by surroundings and finances that you would be in your country. But still, it doesn't always take money. It just takes time and you're finding your place. Yeah, I do. There are things that you can't do, but there are things that you can do. You can get a good assessment. I mean, I don't know if I believe all the relatives, but there are people that can tell you honestly what you're good at, and then you head in that direction. And don't let people dissuade you. Don't have enough confidence in yourself. You are a person and you have abilities and God has granted you skills. Don't let people tell you otherwise. I mean, have self-confidence. Give it a shot.
Yeah. The thing I want to say about confidence is most persons when they're starting out, especially for those people around my age, really young, right? They want to do something. There is no evidence to speak that they're good at it, right? And what they end up looking at, if they look around, like, oh, there's no evidence, nothing to show that, oh, yeah, you know what you're doing. And so because there is no evidence, they don't feel like they're an expert. They feel like an imposter, and so they don't do the thing. And the thing that happens is that it's a cycle that you have to break it because you don't have the evidence, you don't do the thing. And because you don't do the thing, you don't have the evidence. And so the only way to get the evidence that, oh, I know what I'm doing is to actually do the thing and then figure it out and say, okay, this stuff we've been doing for 5-6 years. Yeah, we've been going strong. And so even though when your mind tells you that, oh, you're just wasting your time, you don't know what you're doing, like, look, we've been.
No, you start with the basics, how do you think? I mean, when I interview people, the first thing I want to know is how do they think? What are they deductive reasoning? Do they have word skills? Can they write? Can they, are they mathematical? I mean, I even played a little game in the U.S. called Mastermind. It's a little logic type thing. And before I hire them, I'm going to play that and find out how their deductive reasoning is. So it's either you figure stuff out or you don't. So how's that mind clicking? How's it going? So you can figure out your basic skills by just doing simple things like that, But if you have deductive reasoning and you can figure things out, oh my gosh, there's no stopping you. There's always the need to figure stuff out.
That's really, really, really true. Most persons, I don't want to say what's the word I would use now? Permission, kind of, in a way. They need, maybe because they've grown all their life, everything they wanted to do that was important, someone gave them permission to do it. And so when it comes to actually doing the things that are important for them, what they are looking for is, I'll give you an example. Say if someone wants to start a podcast or create a podcast, they're like, oh, well, my voice is terrible, stuff is this and all that. Well, guess what happens? The moment you give them a job and you tell them to become the podcast host, their voice is no longer terrible. It's no longer a big deal because now someone has given them permission to be a podcast host. And so they get out of.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of valuable skills. So being able to communicate is very good. One of the things I'm doing is the engineers know how to invent things, but they don't know how to explain them to the public. So I'm the conduit. I can take their ideas and put it into basic thought things and be able to communicate why their ideas are really good. They can't do that. So there are people that have communication skills. There are people that have writing skills. You have speaking skills. You know how to entertain and to keep conversations going. So I don't believe that there's anybody in the world that can't excel at something. They just got to know what it is.
Yeah. And to know what it is, you have to try things.
Have to try things. Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I think you even go to the roots. First of all, are you mathematically inclined? Are you inclined with reading? Are you inclined with writing? Are you good at the basics? Do you think certain ways? Nobody thinks the same. There's a lot of different thought processes. So I think, you should sit down and say, my core strength, my core skills is in math. Well, then maybe I want to be an accountant. Or maybe I want to be an engineer. Start with understanding your core capabilities and then see if you can apply them. Find something and, like you said, try it. Just try it.
Thank you so much. For people who want to, what do you do and where can people learn more about you?
Yeah, I think I'm losing you, but.
What do you do and where can people learn more about you? And
what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really losing you. Well, I'm a problem solver. I have deductive reasoning. So, but my skill, I'm what's called a marketer. So marketing is the study of human behavior. So I understand how people behave, how they think, what they want to buy, why they want to buy it. And I take the ideas from somebody invented something and I break it down into simple little bits so that the person knows, oh, that's what that does. So for instance, I use the example of power steering in an automobile. Back in the day, you didn't have power steering. You were cranking like crazy to turn that car around. And then they came up with power steering. Well, that's a feature, but the benefit is it makes easier turns. So you can't tell people what the feature is, you have to tell them the benefit. So it isn't that it's power steering, it's that it's easy to turn. So until they communicated that it was easy to turn, nobody understood what power steering was. So it's feature benefits. So that's what I do. I take the feature and I turn it into the benefit so that people can buy the benefit, because that's what you buy benefits, but you sell features. So that's my little trick in life, is being able to make that communication to the people. And also, I spend a lot of time listening. I have listening skills. What do you need? What would make your life easier? And then I'll take that back to the inventors and say, can you do this? Can you do that? Because I know that's what the people want. So I'm the conduit back and forth between the people who invent stuff and the people who buy stuff, trying to make them fit.
Where can people learn more about you?
Well, our website, Sawyer.com. Well, first of all, I wrote a book called Sawyer Think. You can always read how I think and business skills, there's 25 little lessons on business skills that will help your business be better. And that's on Amazon, obviously. But if you go to Sawyer.com, that's our website, SAWYER.com. I'm all over it. You can learn more about me and learn more about the company and what we do. So I would say it's easy enough. Go to Sawyer.com.
Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, Kurt, for sharing with us those valuable piece of advice. And
yeah, well, I appreciate you being able to pass those on. Hopefully that'll help some people to have confidence to go out and make it happen.
Thanks for listening to Relatable Wisdom. If you found something meaningful in this episode, make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. If you'd like to support the show, you can do that by buying me a coffee. The link is in the show notes. Every little bit keeps the conversations going. I'm your host, Wisdom Okonkwo, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep growing.